HTML attributes are special words which provides additional information about the element, or you can say that attributes are the modifier of HTML element, and attributes always be applied with the start tag, and the attributes always written in lowercase only, and you can add multiple attributes in one HTML element by providing space between them. So a difference between div and span. So div is it is utilized for separating the elements that are block line break before and after it, and span is utilized for grouping inline elements in HTML document. And div contains the global attributes for the certain elements in HTML document, whereas a span includes the certain global and events attributes. No, a doc type HTML declaration is not HTML tag. Doc type HTML is used to instruct the web browser about the which version of HTML basically we are using. Basically, if we will not put a doc type HTML in our HTML document, so our browser will not be able to identify that it's an HTML a document, and our HTML5 tags will not function properly. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a standard text formatting language which is used to create and display pages on web. It makes the text more interactive and dynamic, and it can turn text into images, tables, links. The very basic layout of HTML is like at the very topmost we have header, and inside like below the header we have navbar, and in the middle we have section, article, and aside, and at the belowmost we have lowermost of the website we have footer tag. Talking about a header, so it is used to define a header of document or a section, and navbar is used to define a container for navigation links, and a section is used to define a section of a document. Article is used to define an independent self-contained article, and then we have a sidebar. So aside is used to define a content aside the form um, from a content like a sidebar, and then we have a footer. Footer is used to define the footer of our website, or footer for a document or section. So basically there are three types of list in HTML, like order list, unordered list, and definition list. So the order list displays element in numbered format like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it is represented by OL tag. An unordered list is the unordered list display elements in a bulleted format, and it is represented by UL tag. And third one is a definition list. The definition list displays element in definition form like like we have in a dictionary, uh, and the it is represented by DL, DT, and DD tags. The CSS opacity property is used to specify the transparency of an element. In simple word, you can say that it specifies the clarity of the image. Uh, when a web browser reads an HTML document, the browser reads it from top to bottom and left to right. HTML tags are used to create HTML document and render their properties. Each HTML tags have unique properties. For example, IMG tag is used to display image on browser, anchor tag is used for creating links, and p tag is used for display the paragraph. So this is the tags in HTML. So the canvas element is a container that is used to draw graphics on the web pages using scripting language like JavaScript. It allows for dynamic and scriptable rendering of 2D shapes and bitmap images. There are several methods in Canvas to draw paths, boxes, circles, text, and add images. So this is Canvas. There are three different way to include the styles. First one is inline. So inline style sheet is used to style only a small piece of code, and we in this we make use of style attribute. Second one is the embedded. embedded. So embedded style sheets are put between the head tags, and third one is external. So this is used to apply the style to all the pages within your website by changing just one style sheet. Basically, we in this we create a separate file, separate CSS file. The fig caption element is used to provide a caption to an image, and it is an optional tag and can be appear before and after the content within the figure tag. And the fig caption element is used with figure element, and it can be placed as the first or last child of the figure element. The figure tag is used to add a photo in the document or on the web page, and it is used to handle the group of diagrams, photos, code listing with some embedded content. The CSS float property is used to move the image to the right or the left, along with the text to be wrapped around it. It doesn't change the property of any elements used before it. Block elements are the blocks that takes the full available width and always start from the new line. It will stretch itself to the full available width of the available container. And block level elements are div, paragraph, images, sections. So these are some block level elements. Whereas inline elements are the elements that will only take a width uh, that is required to fit into the container. And the examples of inline elements are span, label, anchor tag, bold tag. So these are some examples of inline elements. In meta tags, we will use like about the description of the page and author of the template and character sets, keywords, and many more. So meta tags are used for search engine optimization to tell the search engine about the page contents. So meta tags are passed as a pair of name and values. Meta tags can include data about encoding, document title, a character description, etc. And meta tags fits inside the HTML page head tag. And meta tags are not always displayed on the page, but it is to be shown on the browser. So in HTML5, there are different kinds of form elements are introduced, we have color, date time local, and email, time, URL, a range, telephone, number, search. So these are some form elements that was introduced in HTML5. Yeah, we have different types of selector in CSS, like we have element selector, ID selector, class selector, universal selector, and group selector. Semantic HTML, basically it's a coding style in which we make use of such HTML tags. They define its meaning to both the browsers and developers. Basically, they have meaningful name. For example, in semantic HTML, instead of using a B tag, we will make use of strong tag. And if you want to create a header and footer of any web page, so instead of using div tag, we will make use of header and footer tags. So this is semantic HTML. The universal selector matches the name of any of the element type instead of selecting elements of a specific type.